fathers are only supposed, I want you to say either true or false.
Okay.
Now, fathers are only supposed to
be in between. I have to say true or false.
Okay, so if you want to be in between, I would need you to really say something.
Now, the thing is, I don't think parenting should just be based on what they think a parent should be or who they should be. Nurturing can be done both ways. Same thing with discipline. There are kids that their fathers will spoil them to stupor, right? But then once they hear their mother's voice, they are coordinated. And then it goes vice versa. There are kids that once their mother can shout and scream, they will not even flinch. But once the father just looks at them and they've moved to the naughty corner to respect themselves. So, and there are fathers that when they are around their children, you see them, you view them. But when they are around their mother, they are just, in a tiny space. So it goes both ways.
Okay.
It's not a particular parent's job to nurture or discipline a child. It's both hands in hand.
Thank you so much, Esther.
You're welcome.
Okay, my second question. Now, children need both emotional and financial support.
Right.
True or false?
True.
Okay,
Very
for
true.
that one, you totally agree.
Very true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's very nice. Today, we'll be talking about a very serious topic, which is between the mother and the father who holds the key responsibility in raising a child. Now, this is not a blame game program. No, it's not. It's about exploring roles, understanding expectations, and strengthening families.
Right.
That's what we want to do today on the program. And to further, talk about this, really, both the mother and father are, responsible for proper upbringing of a child, like Esther said. So parenting is a shared responsibility, and each parent plays a unique and, important role in a child's physical, emotional, moral, and even social development. So I would really want to do a little bit of breakdown on, of how both contributes to the life of a child.
Right.
Yes, let's start with the mother. Now, often more women are involved in early nurturing. I mean, when the baby still breastfeeding, is the mom that breastfeeds the baby. Let's even start when the baby is still in the tummy. The mommy gets to have heart. Yes, and the situation as these children can hear when their mothers are talking to them, even while they're still in their tummy. So the mommy gets to have this one-on-one conversation with the child. Sometimes I've seen a situation whereby a woman went to the hospital and was really complaining that she was having issues with the baby, always kicking and all of that, and the doctor told her that you can actually have a conversation with your child. And after she started having that interesting and bond conversation between her child, the level of kicking a bit reduced. Instead of the way she was feeling it often and with the pain and all of that, it reduced, and because the child could really hear her talk to him with all the prayers, because parents, especially mothers, we start praying for our children even before they're born.
Right.
So, there's this level of connection between a mother and the child, even while the baby is still in the tummy. And then when the baby is out, the period you're used to breastfeeding your baby, there's a serious connection between the child and his mother. And that's why sometimes you see mothers go angry. And sometimes we're like, isn't this job, all of this? I'll give, an introduction to the whole. The father makes sure that the wife and the children are secured. Where they're staying is a secured place. There's no harm that gets to come to them, because he's sure that they are secured. Now, discipline, the father teaches discipline. The mother also teaches discipline, mind you. But then we know that, the father teaches more of the discipline than the mother to some extent. Then confidence. The father tries to make sure that the child has a confidence. And for me, this confidence thing it's for both of them, because the child starts from the mother. She builds the confidence of the child, but the father also do participate in terms of the confidence of the child. And often serving as a role model. Most fathers are their children role models, and equally to mothers also, especially in how children relate to the outside world. So if they're going to have a very good understanding from the house, when they're trying to talk, their parents don't shut them up, their fathers don't shut them up, their mothers don't shut them up. It builds a confidence in them that when they go out, they feel they can talk to the whole world. They feel there's just this confidence in them that they express themselves anywhere that they find themselves, right? So modern parenting, and the olden days parenting is food for the family, provide for the family while the mother is at home to look after the children. And then when he bring back these food items, the mother is there to prepare it and also to keep the house clean. But now, like I said, modern parenting is a bit different from the one that we used to know. Now we have mothers that are actually workers. Even then, we did have mothers that were workers, but then there were a few of them. A lot of them were farmers, farming. Their husbands were farmers, and some of the women were farmers too. So, amazing job out there. Parenting is actually different, even with the children themselves. Before now, you could tell a child to sit down and he sits. Now you tell a child to sit down and you ask him, mommy, what proper upbringing of a child. Right. Remember, a father may not carry the child for 9 months, but he carries equal responsibility for that child's future.
He's an assistant, carrier, because all through the month that a woman is pregnant, she's not her normal self, like people always say. You understand? She's dealing with a lot of hormones. She's dealing with a lot of cravings. In fact, at that point, a lot of things that would naturally. I had my best friend, like, I think up to now, I feel like she's getting to start using perfumes. Like, pregnancy made her hate perfumes, and she used to be a lover of perfumes before. That meant that you find them in the weirdest space when they are pregnant, right? Some will go to the gutters, they just want to inhale the smell of gutter at that point. It's something you feel like is not normal. And then the man is there to provide that care, that shoulder for her to lean on. Those days where she feels like, oh no, I'm beginning to be bigger than my usual self. I'm no more as beautiful as I used to be. My flat tummy is gone. The man is the person that listens to all of the nagging at that point, all of the disappointment that she's feeling. He is literally her vent station, because she's venting to him. So the man is an assistant carrier in the level of pregnancy. And if you check statistics of things, if you've seen the men that have been in the process of the pregnancy from the very beginning to the point where she goes to the labor room, you find out that they treat their women differently, because a lot of men cannot handle the emotional traumas that comes with watching a woman go through it. A few days ago, I saw a man write an epistle to appreciate his wife. He was like, the wife literally went through stitching twice in a week.
Like, some of them would really
appreciate an intentional person.
Right.
You get, so when you have men that have said, kitchen is not specific for a particular gender. After all, before I got married, I used to do these things myself. And then you see that man doesn't have an issue with assisting the wife in doing certain things, especially days that she's down or when she's heavy and she's stressed out. You just want to give her a baby girl kind of treatment.
Right.
You go into the kitchen and prepare something when it's all defined. Oh, the men go this way, the women go this way. I feel like there's a lot of error that will be coming out for me, because there's a lot of frustration that both the male or the female may not be educated.
Yeah, so we would Esther.
Right, so I'm one of those kids that cannot relate when you're asking who is